Heat number 2, first across the line, number 91, Shane O'Connor. Second, number 3, USA.
Shattered the diff and this oil smoke and you name it. It's one very, very damaged race car at the moment. So we'll just follow him off while he gets checked out and if he's okay to talk.
So, Paul, we just had a look at a couple of videos and footage of your best friend, John McKay, and it's like that was yourself. That was you in 1996, 28 years ago. And you were dead for 10 minutes because you were just after a really horrific fatal accident. I mean, how are you even alive today to be here and tell us all about what happened?
Well, I don't know how I was alive. I was obviously was alive because I was meant to have the next stage in my life to create a solution.
Yes, and I think that was an accident that was not quite an accident, that you're here for a very reason. But we actually want to know, like, going back those years, not that you want to revisit all the emotions that you went through, but what went through your mind during those initial few months that you were recovering in the hospital?
What went through my mind was at one stage they told me I'd never walk again or move my arms again, and that's what changed me that night. During that night I realised, well, if I'm stuck like this for the rest of my life, I have to find something to do with my life.
Yeah.
And that's when I had a seizure that night, and then it basically came to me from the actual seizure of how the accident happened, and I relived it, and that's when the idea came into my head that a solution to fix what happened to me in that accident. It actually gave me the answer, that seizure.
So it actually appeared to you as a dream, I read somewhere, that you're going to create this product to help other race car drivers avoid what you went through.
That was the dream. It was after a seizure, and it felt like I was in a seizure, but I wasn't. It was actually just my mind creating the accident. And that's when I came up with the idea, and then I got out of the hospital, and then 2 months after that I started playing football, and I met a friend, and we actually cut the first foam neck device with a hacksaw out of a block of foam.
I read about that as well. Tell me more about how that eventuated, and how you developed the product, because I know it was not called Mackz 360 at that point. It was you didn't have a name for it at that point.
No, we didn't have a name for it, but that was the one we cut out of the foam actually turned into Brace Yourself. So that was the first design ever, and that was back in 1997. I had Hemco in Ballarat, who actually Hemco to this day still invest in the company. And Carl from Hemco actually put the first money in, and that's how it came about. Was we actually did a test. Daniel Danini, the guy that I was playing football with, his brother had a geared go-kart, and we went to South Marine Go-Kart. And once we cut the first block of foam out, we took that to a bedding company in Thomastown. And they had a heat wire cutter. And they actually cut the first mould out that we actually velcroed to the helmet, and I used for a whole day testing at South Marine Go-Kart.
That's amazing. And speaking of testing itself, we'll fast forward a little bit. 2018, the Brace Yourself product, which I think at that point was called already Brace 360.
Yeah, that was Brace 360.
It was renamed, and you took it through the official sled testing, and I read that it achieved a force resistance of 4,000 newtons, which barely exceeded the required pass mark. What were your thoughts?
We missed out by 0.0001 of a newton.
Wow, that's minute.
So that was frustrating, very frustrating, because we were relying on that to sell the products at the show. As it was at the show, we had a full stand every day. Everyone was coming in.
Yeah, and that shows the market potential for this product.
Yeah, that show, basically MotorState, a lot of the big suppliers came straight around to see our new product.
Yep.
And they loved the product straight away. And MotorState basically said to us, once you get the 38.1 approval, we want to look at doing a manufacturer agreement with you.
Wonderful. And what happened after that?
That's when I pulled the device off the market then, because we didn't get the 38.1.
And you are going back to PRI show in December 2024, obviously. And what are you expecting the outcome to be there? Because that's anything could happen in this scenario.
So basically, we're going to be able to. The suppliers are they've already told us what they want.
Yep.
So it's only a case of just going to them, speaking to them, them knowing we have the final product ready to go.
That's amazing. And I want to go a little bit into the product features and the benefits and the advantages. Because now the Hans device is used by F1. One of the key features of the Mackz 360 and what sets it apart from competitors like the Hans device?
What sets it apart is there's probably about 10 different features from the Hans device. A Hans device is similar to a horseshoe collar around your neck, except that it's made of carbon fibre and it has tethers that go straight to the back of the helmet. That's it. So that takes basically a 25-degree hit. So it only covers 25 degrees, which is a front-on impact.
Yes. Yeah.
So it'll only go 25 degrees either side. After that, they're in huge accidents. There's no support from the neck, from the helmet down to the shoulders.
Yeah.
That is where the Mackz 360 MPS comes into its own, because it's actually absorbing from the helmet. It's transferring the helmet and the head weight, which is basically the same as a 16-pound bowling ball. It is transferring that weight to the shoulder.
Yep. And when a driver is driving car, right, and he's having the Mackz 360 on him, is he able to look in all directions, left, right, center, up and down? Because that's quite restricting, right? Because a Hans device is a little bit limiting in that area, in the vision. Yeah,
the Hans device is very limiting because of the belts and the tethers pulling. It's got to be really tight, so it can't pull away quickly. Our device basically allows the driver, he can lift his helmet up, turn like that. But the main advantage is that when he's turned like that, if he gets a hit from side on and it pushes the helmet that way, it's already forced. The helmet is already on the shoulder. So the foam is already absorbing it that way. The other way, if he gets hit like that on the left side, if he gets a hit on the left side of the car and he's leaning like that already, it actually normally the head would get thrown straight over. But we have two tether systems, one going to the back of the helmet and one going to the neck device.
Oh, wow.
So it acts like a cradle on both sides. So it basically acts like a net to catch the neck device falling that way, so that it can't fling to one side.
Wow,
so it's actually
really covered all areas.
And it also, the other advantage is it covers the forward impact. When you go forward, everyone thinks you're going to come straight back. What happens is the impact will get to the point where you have come that far forward that the car then catches up with you. So when the car catches up with you, the actual seat will come and hit the helmet because you're starting to come back. So the seat will hit the back of the device. Like the hands device, it hits the carbon fibre, it knocks that into the back of the helmet.
Yep.
And that causes basal skull fractures. A basal skull fracture can range from a permanent concussion
Yep.
to death,
Yeah.
because that is your life support where the
Yeah.
basal skull is.
Yeah.
So these, we do have a lot. We did on Saturday at the supercar race in Adelaide, 2 drivers were concussed and they couldn't race on the Sunday because of the concussion.
Yeah.
And that's when the seat would have hit the back of the helmet, and that knocks them completely out.
I mean, I can just imagine how many lives the Mackz 360 can save and how many potential injuries as well it can prevent. I think it's going to be cliche sounding an industry game changer, they say.